Hey everyone, let's be honest for a second. Have you ever spent an entire hour in front of the mirror, blow drying, curling, and styling your hair, only to have it fall completely flat the minute you step outside? Do you ever scroll through social media and see all of this gorgeous, thick, bouncy hair, and that little voice in your head just whispers, "Why can't my hair look like that?" That feeling of frustration, after you've tried dozens of expensive products, from volumizing sprays to thickening shampoos to miracle supplements, and you're still left with the same limp, lifeless hair? If any of that sounds familiar, I want you to take a deep breath and hear me when I say this. You are not alone. I know that feeling because I have lived it. And thousands of women I've worked with have lived it too. For years, we're led to believe that our hair is the problem. It's weak, it's broken, it's difficult. We waste so much money, so much time, and so much of our confidence fighting a battle that we feel like we can never win. But what if I told you that the problem was never your hair? What if I told you that your hair isn't broken at all, but that for years we have been understanding it wrong and treating it wrong? It's the damaging myths, the unconscious habits, and the bad advice we've been given our whole lives that have been silently sabotaging the natural beauty of our hair. In our conversation today, we are not going to talk about a single magic product. Instead, this is going to be an honest talk between me, you, and your hair. Together, we are going to debunk the 5 BIGGEST most damaging myths that women with fine or thin hair fall for. My goal today is simple. I want to give you the foundational knowledge and the real, practical solutions you can start using tonight. And more importantly, I want to give you a whole new mindset to turn that daily battle with your hair into a journey of understanding and self-love. Are you ready to finally make a change? Good. Then let's begin. All right. Welcome back, everyone. Today, we're jumping right into the very first and, honestly, the most important concept. I believe this one thing could completely change the way you see your hair forever. We're going to finally clear up the confusion between two words we all use interchangeably: thin hair and fine hair. They sound like the same thing, don't they? Trust me, for most of my younger life, I made the exact same costly mistake. Okay, I want you to do a little test with me right now. Go ahead and find a single strand of your hair that's fallen out. Now, roll it between your thumb and your index finger. What do you feel? If you can barely feel it's there, if it feels silky and almost disappears, then congratulations, you have fine hair. Fine hair is all about the diameter of the individual strand. Scientific studies show that a fine hair strand is only about 50 microns thick. For comparison, a coarse strand can be over 100 microns, literally twice as thick. It was just born that way, delicate and light. Now, look in the mirror and part your hair down the middle. Do you see a lot of scalp? Does the number of hairs on your head look dense or a little sparse? The answer to ask that question tells you if you have thin hair. Thin hair is all about density, which is the number of hair follicles you have per square inch of your scalp. Did you know the average person has about 100,000 hair follicles? But that number is determined by genetics. Some of us just have fewer than others. And this right here, this is the detail that causes every single mistake. Let me tell you my own story. When I was younger, my hair was always flat. It would never hold any volume. My mother used to say, "Oh, your hair is so thin and weak." And for years, I believed her. So what did I do? I bought the thickest, richest, most moisturizing conditioners I could find. I bought all the products advertised for damaged, weak hair. I thought my weak hair needed to be fed with heavy creams. The result was a disaster. My hair became greasier and flatter than ever before, looking like a mess by lunchtime. It wasn't until I was in my 30s that I met a truly brilliant hairstylist who changed my life. She took one look at my scalp and said something that blew my mind. "Honey, your hair isn't thin at all. Your density is incredible. The issue is that your strands are very fine." It turns out I was the perfect example of someone with a lot of hair, or dense hair, but with individual strands that were fine. All those heavy, rich products I was using were like anchors, weighing down my delicate hair strands. It was a true aha moment for me. On the flip side, I have a dear friend. Her hair was always a bit frizzy, dry and coarse. She didn't have a lot of it. You could see her scalp easily, which means she had thin hair. But each strand she had was thick and strong, meaning she had coarse hair. She saw ads for volumizing products because she thought her hair was thin. But those products are often designed to slightly dry out the hair to create texture and grip. They made her already dry hair feel like straw. Do you see the problem here? We were both using the wrong tools because we had misidentified the problem. So what's the solution? Figure out which group you're in, and here's a checklist of your best friends and your worst enemies. For those of you with dense but fine hair, like the younger me, your worst enemies are products with heavy silicones like dimethicone, mineral oil, and super thick hair masks. Your best friends are gentle clarifying shampoos, anything that says volumizing or thickening with a lightweight formula, and especially a good root lifting powder or spray. Now, for those with thin but coarse hair, like my friend, your worst enemies are volumizers that are full of drying alcohols and harsh, stripping shampoos. Your best friends are products that say hydrating, but look for lotions and lightweight creams, not heavy butters. You want styling creams that add moisture and control? Be honest with yourself now. Have you really, truly understood your hair until this moment? Realizing this fundamental difference is the most powerful first step you can take on this journey. But what if you're noticing that your density, the number of hairs on your head, is actually changing? What if it feels like there's less of it now than there used to be? Well, that's a completely different story. That's a sign that your body is trying to tell you something important. And in the next section, we're going to become detectives and figure out what's really going on underneath the surface. So, we're here. We're at that moment when you realize this isn't about having fine strands anymore. It's about the fact that the asterisk density of your hair is actually decreasing. And I know exactly what your first reaction is, because I have seen it 1,000 times. Panic. You grab your phone, and you immediately type into the search bar, how to stop hair loss, how to regrow hair fast. Am I right? And Google gives you millions of results, hundreds of miracle shampoos, thousands of ads for biotin and collagen gummies that promise you the world. All of these DIY home remedies with everything from beer to egg yolks to coconut oil. And so you start a frustrating journey of just guessing. I want to tell you a story about a wonderful client of mine named Jen. Jen was in her early 30s, and one day she just started shedding hair like crazy. It was all over her pillow, her bathroom floor, clogging the drain. She did everything I just mentioned. She bought a $300 set of hair regrowth products she saw on social media. She took the highest dose of biotin she could find, praying it would work. She even started doing daily scalp massages with rosemary oil. But the shedding didn't stop. Her confidence was completely shattered. She wouldn't even go to the grocery store without a hat on. When Jen finally came to see me, I didn't recommend a single product. I just looked at her and said, Jen, the very first thing you need to do is go see a dermatologist and get some blood work done. A month later, she came back to my salon, and for the first time in a long time, she was smiling. The results were astonishing. The cause wasn't genetic. It wasn't because she was using the wrong shampoo. Her body was severely deficient in iron, a condition called anemia, which is incredibly common in women. Her doctor simply prescribed her an iron supplement, and after just 3 months, she had little baby hairs sprouting all over her head. Do you see yourself in that story? We spend so much money and so much emotional energy treating the asterisk symptom that we forget to look for the asterisk cause. Your hair is a messenger. It is a window into your internal health. And an iron deficiency is just one of many possible silent culprits. Let me list a few of the most common ones for you. First, hormonal changes. This is a huge one for women after childbirth, and especially during perimenopause and menopause, when our estrogen levels decline. Second is stress. Big, emotional, or physical stress. When your body goes through a major shock, like a surgery, a serious illness, or a major life event, it can trigger a condition called telogen effluvium. This is when a large number of your hairs are suddenly pushed into the resting or shedding phase. A person normally sheds about 50 to 100 hairs a day. With telogen effluvium, that number can jump to 300, even 500 hairs a day. It sounds terrifying, I know. But the good news is, it's almost always temporary. Third, are other underlying medical issues. Things like a thyroid condition, whether it's overactive or underactive, can directly impact your hair cycle. Even the side effects from certain medications for blood pressure or depression can be a cause. So, this is my most passionate plea to you. Please, I am asking you, stop playing doctor with Google. If you are noticing significant thinning, I want you to treat it like an important appointment. An appointment with a dermatologist. A few simple tests, maybe a blood panel or a hormone check, can give you the real answer. That isn't a sign of weakness. It's an act of intelligence and an act of radical self-care. You will save yourself an incredible amount of money, time, and heartache. Because once you know exactly what you're dealing with, you can finally start fighting the right battle. And once you and your doctor have a plan to take care of your health on the inside, that's when we can start using a little bit of artistic magic on the outside. Tricks that can make your hair look thicker and fuller instantly, no matter what's really going on. And the very first trick I want to talk about involves something many of us are afraid of: color. And our first and most powerful tool is color. Now, hold on. I know what you're thinking. Oh no, color is going to fry my hair. Or highlights will make me look harsh and older. Right? That is the number one fear I hear every single day. So many women, especially as we get older, go for the safe option of a single, solid, dark color to cover the grays. But my friend, that solid wall of color is the very thing that's betraying your thin hair the most. I want you to think of your hair like a painter's canvas. If you just paint that whole canvas one flat color, it's going to look dull, lifeless, and two-dimensional. But the second an artist adds a little bit of shadow here, a few strokes of light there, the whole painting comes to life. It suddenly has depth, dimension, and movement. Your hair works the exact same way. I will never forget my client, Carol, a powerhouse CEO in her 50s. She came to me with hair that was dyed a very dark, flat brown from root to tip. She told me, "My hair just looks so thin and lifeless. It makes me look tired and stern. But I have to look serious and professional for my job. I can't have some crazy hair color." I looked at her hair, and I saw the problem immediately. That solid, dark color created a harsh contrast against her scalp. It meant that any spot that was even a little sparse was on full display. So I made a suggestion. Not a whole new color. Instead, I suggested we add ribbons of light. We decided to try a technique called baby light, using a warm caramel tone that was just a shade or two lighter than her base color. We wove these tiny, delicate strands throughout her hair. The result was absolutely stunning. Carol's hair didn't just look thicker, it looked softer, and it had movement. Those little ribbons of light would catch the light whenever she turned her head, creating the illusion of volume and energy. Her whole face lit up. She still looked like a CEO, just a more modern and vibrant one. Sounds like magic, doesn't it? Well, here's how it works. There are two parts to it. First, it's a trick of the eye. The dimension from the lighter and darker strands creates depth, which fools the eye into seeing fullness. Your focus is drawn to the interplay of color, not to the scalp. Second, here's a cool little science fact for you. The process of gently lightening the hair actually causes the outer layer of the hair, the cuticle, to swell up just a little bit. This physically makes each individual strand feel thicker, sometimes by as much as 5 to 10%. It's a fantastic 2-for-1 benefit. And don't worry about living at the salon every 4 weeks. Modern coloring techniques are designed to be low maintenance. Baby light asterisk, like the ones Carol got, are super fine and grow out beautifully without a harsh line. Balayage asterisk is a French technique where the color is hand-painted on, giving you a soft, sun-kissed look that grows out seamlessly. And asterisk lowlights asterisk, this is the opposite. We add darker strands back in to create depth, which is a game changer for women with very light or graying hair. Think of color as makeup contour for your hair. It's not about changing who you are. It's about enhancing what you have and cleverly concealing the things you're not as confident about. Okay, so now your health is being taken care of from the inside, and your color is creating a perfect illusion of fullness on the outside. But why is it that by lunchtime, that beautiful morning volume has completely disappeared? Why does all your hard work seem to vanish in just a few hours? Well, the answer to that might just be right at your fingertips. That's right, the number one silent killer of your beautiful, bouncy hairstyle is your own two hands. Be honest with me. Right now, as you're listening to this, is one of your hands unconsciously drifting up into your hair, maybe tucking a piece back, or twisting a little strand? Do you even realize you're doing it? Most of us don't. It's an unconscious habit, something we do when we're thinking, or nervous, or just bored. But the damage it does to fine, thin hair is absolutely massive. Think about it. Our hands touch everything. Our keyboards, our phones, doorknobs, money. Scientists at the University of Colorado found that the average hand is home to around 150 different species of bacteria. And it's not just germs. It's the natural oils from your skin. It's moisture. It's microscopic bits of dirt. Every single time, just once, that you run your fingers through your hair, you are giving all of that oil, dirt, and moisture a free ride directly onto your delicate hair strands. Now, for someone with thick, coarse hair, a little extra oil might not be a big deal. But for our fine hair, the smallest amount of oil acts like an anchor. It immediately weighs the hair down, kills the volume, and makes the strands start sticking together. And if you live in a place with any kind of humidity, it's a recipe for a flat, greasy disaster. Full disclosure, I used to be the worst offender. I had this habit of twisting the little piece of hair right by my temple whenever I was reading a book or thinking. And I always wondered, why does that one spot get limp and greasy by noon, while the rest of my hair is still fine? It wasn't until I became conscious of that little habit that I realized I was sabotaging my own hairstyle all day long without even knowing it. So, how do you break this habit? It's not easy, but it's totally possible. Here are the 3 simple tricks that worked for me. First, create a physical barrier. After you're done styling your hair perfectly, give it a light mist of a flexible hold hairspray. The spray doesn't just hold the style, it gives the hair a finished feel. When your hand subconsciously goes up to touch it, that slightly different texture sends a little signal to your brain that says, hey, we're done here, hands off. Second, find a replacement. When you feel that urge to touch your hair, immediately redirect your hands. Pick up a pen, hold your coffee mug, clasp your hands together in your lap. Keeping your hands busy is the most effective way to keep them out of trouble. And third, use a tool. Keep a small comb or a little hair pick in your purse. If you genuinely need to fix a piece of hair, use that. It's more intentional, and you'll avoid the oil transfer from your fingers. So, I have a little challenge for you. Tomorrow, after you wash and style your hair, make a promise to yourself. You are only allowed to touch the hair on the right side of your head if you absolutely must. The left side is a total no-touch zone for the entire day. At the end of the day, I want you to stand in front of the mirror and compare the 2 sides. I promise you, you will be shocked by the difference. This discipline with your hands will help you preserve the clean, airy volume you create. But how do we create the best possible foundation for that volume in the first place? The secret isn't your blow dryer, and it's not your round brush. It starts in the shower with the one product we all use, but that 90% of us are using completely wrong. That's right, the secret to creating that perfect, voluminous foundation is waiting for you in your shower. And it's the one product that 90% of us are using completely wrong. It's your conditioner. Now, I want you to burn this one golden rule into your memory. I want you to say it out loud with me. Shampoo is for my scalp. Conditioner is for my ends. Let's say it again. Shampoo is for my scalp. Conditioner is for my ends. It sounds so simple, but it is the single most common mistake people make. I used to be the queen of conditioner. I'd scoop out a huge glob of it and slather it all over my head, massaging it deep into my roots. I thought I was feeding my scalp, nourishing my hair from the source. Right? Wrong. So wrong. The result was that my roots were always coated in a heavy, invisible film. My hair was weighed down before I even stepped out of the shower. It was a greasy, flat disaster. Let me break down the science for you. Think of your hair and scalp like a little garden. Shampoo is for cleaning the soil, your scalp, getting rid of dirt and oil so the roots can breathe. Conditioner is for watering the plant, the lengths and ends of your hair. The hair right at your scalp is brand new. It's just a few months old, and it is perfectly nourished by the natural oils, the sebum, that your scalp already produces. It absolutely does not need any extra moisture from your conditioner. Putting conditioner on your roots is like smothering them in a heavy, suffocating blanket. But what about the ends of your hair? Well, the hair at your tips could be 2, 3, even 4 years old. It has survived hundreds of shampoos, blow dries, and all the damage from the sun and the environment. Its outer layer, the cuticle, is worn down. It's thirsty, and it's desperate for the moisture and protection that conditioner provides. It makes perfect sense when you think about it, doesn't it? So, how do we do it the right way? Here are the simple techniques I want you to start using with your very next hair wash. Hack number 1, squeeze the water out first. Before you even reach for the conditioner, gently squeeze the excess water out of your hair. If your hair is soaking wet, the conditioner just gets diluted and slides right off. You're wasting product and time. Hack number 2, the flip and condition. This little move is a total game changer. Flip your head upside down in the shower. Take a small amount of conditioner and apply it only from the middle of your hair shaft down to the very ends. When you rinse, stay in that upside down position. Gravity will become your best friend, pulling all the excess conditioner down the drain instead of letting it run back onto your scalp. And hack number 3, this is a pro tip for those of you with super fine, easily weighed down hair. It's called reverse washing. It's exactly what it sounds like. After you wet your hair, you apply conditioner first. Using that same upside down technique, apply it just to your ends and let it sit for a minute. Then, without rinsing, you take your shampoo and massage it only onto your scalp. Finally, you rinse everything out at the same time. This method allows your ends to soak up all the moisture they need, while the shampoo washes away any excess residue. It leaves your hair unbelievably soft, but also incredibly light and full of volume. It's just one small change to your shower routine, but it creates an entirely different foundation for your hair. It creates a clean, lightweight canvas that is ready to be styled, ready to hold volume, and ready to look its absolute best. This is the final piece of the puzzle. It's the foundational secret to truly beautiful hair. So, here we are at the end of our journey together. A journey to finally listen to and understand our own hair. We learned that we have to start by calling it what it truly is, fine or thin. We became detectives for our own health, searching for the root cause instead of just guessing. We discovered the power of an artist, using color to create depth and the beautiful illusion of volume. We learned how to have discipline with our own 2 hands, the silent enemies of fullness. And finally, we mastered the most fundamental technique of all, right in our own showers, with the art of conditioner. But more than all of those tips and techniques, what I truly hope you take away from our time together today is this one single message. Fine hair or thin hair is not a flaw. It is a characteristic. It is just like the color of your eyes or the shape of your hands. For so many years, you may have been in a battle with your hair, trying to tame it, trying to force it, and feeling frustrated when it didn't obey. Today, I want to invite you to change your mindset. Instead of fighting it, start dancing with it. Work in harmony with its softness and its lightness. Start your hair care journey not with criticism, but with wisdom and with kindness. Because true beauty is not measured by the density of the hair on your head. It's measured by the confidence in your eyes and the joy you feel in being unapologetically yourself. Thank you so much for listening. And the knowledge you've learned today is the absolute best foundation for building beautiful hair. But it's only half of the story, because a great foundation is useless if you build the wrong structure on top of it. And that structure is your haircut. The right haircut can make your hair look twice as full, but the wrong haircut can sabotage every single bit of effort we've just talked about. So, if you are truly serious about looking confident, youthful, and vibrant at our age, then the next video on women over 50, stop making these 5 bob mistakes. A healthy aging guide, is the one crucial piece of the puzzle you simply cannot miss. Go ahead and click the video you see on the screen. I'll see you there.